Eyes are a big deal because they're the focal point of the face. So today I'm going to go over some tips on how to draw eyes. Just some things I've noticed as I tried to figure it out. First, let's look at an eyeball. It's round, right? That's where the ball part of eyeball comes in. Now, we don't only see the eyeball while looking at someone. That would be super creepy. No, we see the eyelid as well. In fact, the eyelid plays a huge role in what type of eye shape you have. The eyelid keeps your eyeballs in your face, which I think they don't get enough appreciation for. Without an eyelid, your eyes would be hanging out of their socket and generally looking nasty. In order for your eyelid to keep those sight balls in your face, they have to actually hold on to your eye. That means the eyelid has to come down and around the eye. These lines I've drawn indicate where the eyelid's natural resting point is when the eyes are open. Now, of course, some emotions call for the eyes being extra open, and in that case, you can move these lines up and down, but keep in mind that the eyelid still needs to be overlapping the edge of the eyeball. You can see that I cut off the top of the iris with the eyelid. This helps make someone look calm and relaxed, so that's usually my default. Drawing an eye is less about the eye itself and more about how the eyelid is interacting. The higher the eyelid is along the eye, the more alert the person is. The lower it is, the more rested or tired someone seems. See the difference between these three eyes? Can you see the difference in emotion and attentiveness? I've given you some tips for these more semi-realistic eyes, and that's great, but not every single style calls for this kind of eye. Cartoonists may not pay as much attention to keeping the eyeballs in their sockets, but they still take note of these principles. See these three cartoony eyes? The first mimics the wider eyes by shrinking the pupils. The second is the normal resting eyelid, and the third drops the eyelid down to show tiredness. The principle is there despite your style, and by keeping mind to what the eyelids are doing, the better emotions will be shown. See the difference between these two emotions? Eyes plays a huge part in that. Now, neither is right or wrong, but there's a difference, and that should be noted. The eye can indicate a lot about emotion, as we've seen. Be sure to remember that next time you draw eyes. This is a little bit redundant of a point, but look at the eyes in the various characters on this channel. Roxanne has an almond-shaped eye, and her eyelid is always very rested, giving her a sense of being calm, relaxed, and unaffected by much. It's a beautiful eye, but contrast that with Pen's eye. They're round. Oftentimes you can see the entire iris. This gives Pen a sense of excitement. As a small child, that makes sense. Both eye shapes are beautiful, but you can see how they play a role in hinting at the character. It's funny how much little physical traits like that can tell. I guess if you're going to take something from this video, it's to take note of what the eyelids are doing just as much as anything else. Eyebrows can do a lot, but they're not near as powerful unless paired with the eyelid. I hope this taught you guys something, and until next week, I'll see you later. Bye!